heaven, so I did it. Do you remember? Back and forth, again, all day long. Do you remember us holding hands? talk. No, we stay on the phone at night till dawn. Do you remember all the things we said? I love you so I'll never let you go. Do you remember back in the spring? Every morning birds would sing. Do you remember those special times? The thoughts go on and on in the back of my mind. Remember the time we fell in love. You remember the time when we first met, girl. Remember the time we fell in love. You remember the time. Those sweet memories always be dear to me. And girl, no matter what was said, I will never